So what if the most powerful, successful, and just best version of you isn't someone you have to build from the ground up? What if that person is already inside you, just kind of trapped? The whole idea here isn't about creating someone new. It's about setting someone free. Let's get into how you do that.
Just take a second and really think about that. Is there a little voice inside that watches you go down the same old roads, just hoping for a different result? A part of you that knows exactly who you could be if you just had the guts to do things differently?
This one line is pretty much the entire foundation for what we're talking about today. The goal here isn't to create something new. It's about liberation. It's about freeing that powerful self from this mental prison that, let's be honest, we've all accidentally built around ourselves.
Okay, so let's start by taking a look at this prison. It's a place that we build, brick by brick, with our own habits, our fears, and the same old thoughts we keep thinking over and over and over again.
It's kind of like waking up one day in a house you have no memory of actually building. You look out the window and it's the same view every single day. The furniture is always in the same spot. You desperately want to leave. You dream about a different life, but for some reason you just can't. And that's something holding you back. It isn't out there. It's in here.
Now, this whole feeling of being stuck, it's not just a poetic idea. It's actually rooted in some pretty solid neuroscience. So let's look at the actual mechanics of why we stay trapped in that house.
Okay, get ready for this because it's a wild fact. Neuroscientists have found that over 90% of the thoughts you have today are the exact same thoughts you had yesterday. I mean, think about that. It means most of our emotions, our beliefs, our choices, they're just on a constant replay, completely on autopilot.
This is what Dr. Joe Dispenza calls a closed loop. It works like this. You feel, say, unmotivated. That feeling triggers familiar thoughts, like, nothing ever changes for me. And guess what? Those thoughts just make you feel even more unmotivated. It's a vicious cycle, and your body can literally get addicted to that emotional state.
But here is the really, really good news. There's a key. There's a way to unlock this loop. And it's based on this fundamental secret about how your mind works, that once you get it, well, it changes everything. So the key is hidden in your subconscious mind. You can think of it like the operating system running in the background of your computer. It's the part that controls that 90% autopilot. And it has this one really interesting, kind of exploitable little quirk. And this right here, this is the master key. Your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between something you are vividly imagining and something that is actually happening to you in the real world. For your mind's operating system, a rich sensory thought feels exactly the same as a real-life event.
So what does that mean for us? It means your external world is always just a mirror of your internal world. If you want to change what's happening on the outside, you have to start by changing what's happening on the inside. You have to live it, feel it, and truly experience it in your mind before it can ever show up in your reality.
Now, I know this might be sounding a little out there, but this is a tool that the world's absolute top performers have been using for decades. Let's take a look at how this idea of mind over matter actually plays out with some real heavy hitters.
Seriously, just think about it. You've got Steve Jobs in his garage, absolutely certain he was going to change the entire world. You have Michael Phelps mentally rehearsing every single race, even picturing what he'd do if his goggles broke. And then you have elite units like the Navy SEALs simulating missions over and over in their heads until it's just second nature. They all achieve the victory internally first.
Okay, so this all sounds great for legends, but how can you start using this exact same toolkit? Well, the process is actually pretty straightforward. It really just boils down to 3 core actions. First, you have to visualize what you want with incredible sensory detail. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Second, you use affirmations. These are powerful statements spoken with real conviction about who you are becoming. And third, and this is the most important one, you repeat. You just keep repeating. This is the one that takes real patience. Look at it this way. Belief is a muscle. You can't just go to the gym one time and expect to be strong, right? This isn't some magic pill. It's a workout for your mind. Repetition is how you train it. And yeah, at first, these new thoughts might feel distant. You might even feel like you're lying to yourself. But with practice, you are literally, physically rewiring your brain. You know, an affirmation can be as simple and as powerful as this. It's not about who you are in this exact second. It's a declaration of who you are in the process of becoming. You have to say it with conviction, and you have to feel it like it's already true.
And all of this brings us right back to where we started. That person trapped inside, that best version of you, they don't need to be saved by anyone else. They're just waiting for you.
The part of you that never stopped hoping, that never gave up the fight, she's been there this whole time. All she needs is for you to finally break that old feel-think loop and give her permission to step out into the world.
You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need a sign from the universe. The power is, and it has always been, inside you. So, the only question left is, are you going to use it?